Want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makar Kodash, Baraka Thumb, Salakia. I'm just gonna get this going, you know what I'm saying? Just jumped out for some reason. Let's see here. There we go. Let's start off by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makar Kodash, Baraka Thumb. Double honor to apostles / elders, which are Gmsnebraska. Blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. Now, if you see this lesson is going over focus, you know what I'm saying? And I think focus is definitely a key to achieving a goal. And what is our goal? Our goal is salvation. So we're just going to get into a few scriptures. Lord willing, is edifying, okay? So we're going to start off with 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. It says, "Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." Now, as we know, you go into it, we'll start with the word study. It says to hasten, make haste, to exert oneself, endeavor, give diligence, right? So to study is not only just looking up information, to exert oneself, put your energy toward this thing, right? And there's a scripture in the book of Sirach that I was going over in 38, the 23rd chapter, 24th chapter. All right, it says, "The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure." That leisure is what? Freedom, right? But that freedom is not just chilling, twiddling your thumbs, watching Netflix, binge watching, playing games, you know what I'm saying, partying, whatever you do with your free time. That leisure you're supposed to utilize to do what? To study, to exert oneself towards something. Now the scripture says that let your eye be single, lay your treasures up in heaven. So when you focus on something, you can't focus. It's not good to focus on many things, especially the world and mammon. You have to have your eyes single. You have to focus on the kingdom of heaven. All right. All your energy should be going toward that direction. All right. Now it says, "The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that hateth little business shall he that hath slack not hateth, he that hath little business shall become wise." Now is that talking about not going to work? Is that talking about, what I'm saying? Basically, the less you do, the more time you have for the Most High. Like if you get a woman, you know what I'm saying, and you marry that woman, now your focus is on that woman. You know what I'm saying? It's not solely on that woman, but the more business you have, the less focus you have on that particular subject matter. So if our focus is on the word of the gospel, you know what I'm saying? So if your focus is on the gospel, when you get a wife, your focus goes from the gospel and your wife, and then and then you get a job, your focus goes on your job and your wife, and you in the gospel, then you had a kid, and then you had hobbies, and you know what I'm saying. So your main focus should be on the ministry. Now, are we, when you're hungry, you know what I'm saying, all these things, play a part. So when you get into this focus area, you basically hone into your craft. You become good at it. Now, can you focus on the scriptures while you have all these things? Hell yeah, man. But don't add something into your life that will destroy your focus on the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Because the scriptures tell you, if the wife goeth without and not have her, cut her off and give a bill of divorce. The scriptures also tell you, seek out things in your life which is well pleasing, which is evil unto it, and if you find something evil, give not that unto it. You know what I'm saying? Don't give your energy unto it. So if this thing is taking you out of the truth, if it's fucking up your focus toward the gospel, you gotta get rid of it. Some things for other brothers it might not. For some it might. Some it will. You know what I'm saying? So you have to see what's evil unto your life what which would distort your focus on the gospel and the ministry and enhancing in this truth and your salvation, and you basically supposed to neglect that. Okay, so verse 25, it says, how can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glorieth in the goad, that driveth oxen and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks? He giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give kind fodder. So basically, if you always working, what I'm saying, you're doing doubles, you're doing this, and I'm chasing that bag, how can you get wisdom in the Lord? You know what I'm saying? So is it wrong to work? Is it wrong to go and get the bag? No, it's not wrong. You go and do your thing. But you always want that free time for the Most High. If your job allows you, what if the bag you're chasing allows you to sit down and read all day? Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, because your focus is not distorted, right? It says, so every carpenter and workman and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut and engrave seals, and are diligent to make great variety, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery, and watch to finish a work. The smith also, sitting by an anvil, and considering the iron work, the vapor of the fire wasteth his flesh, and he that fighteth with the heat of the furnace, the noise of the hammer, and the anvil is ever in his ears, and his eyes look upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. He setteth his mind to finish his work, and watcheth to polish it perfectly. And this scripture, this verse in particular, hit heavy toward me, considering doing the work of the Most High. That it says sitting by the anvil. That's like the scriptures. That's a Bible. And considering the iron work, considering the labor, the going into the definitions, the history. It says the vapor of the fire wasting in his waste of his flesh. Basically, this talking about like the prophecies and everything, and your mind is occupied on it. And he in Salakia says and he fighteth the heat of the furnace. The adversities and things like that. You dealing with the heat, the commandments. All right. Although the commandments are not grievous, but keeping the commandments is a struggle in Babylon, right? It says, and the noise of the hammer and the anvil is ever in his ears. What is that anvil and that hammer? That's some scriptures, some precepts. You know what I'm saying? You read so much that they just go through your head all day throughout your day. We ever worked at a job and you get like notifications? Like I worked in a hospital setting and nursing homes. You get them call bells, and you'll go to sleep and you'll be hearing that shit in your sleep, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you heard it so much, and that's how the scriptures are supposed to be within us. That we're so focused on these scriptures that you can everything you see is prophetic. You're looking outside, you're looking at the streets. You know what I'm saying? Seeing all these potholes, saying, yeah, man, that's the scripture saying that the cankerworm and things like that. And just like Rome, the streets was breaking down, and because what? You're occupied in the scriptures. All right? It says, so thought the potter sitting at his work and turning the wheel about with his feet, who is always careful, set at his work, and maketh all his work by number. He fashioneth the clay with his arm, and boweth down his strength before his feet. He applieth himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make clean the furnace. All these trust in their hands, and everyone is wise in his work. Right? Without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they and they shall not dwell where they will, nor go up and down. Right? They shall not be sought for in public, Salakia. They shall not be sought for in public council, nor sit in the high congregation. They shall not sit on the judge's seat, nor understand the sentence of judgment. They cannot declare justice and judgment, and they shall not be found where parables are spoken. But they will maintain the state of the world, and all their desire is in the work of their craft. And our craft is the scriptures. So it's hard for a man of the Lord to be an NFL star, NBA star, UFC star, boxing star, because your mind and your craft is going all the way into the scriptures. Everything like it says, the hammering, the smell, the vapor, the heat, the anvil, you know what I'm saying? These things will resonate. That's why it says your eye has to be single. It can't be double. You know what I'm saying? Because your mind's you're supposed to have that like a not multitasking, but you are. But you focus on getting the hell up out of here. Just like we'll work at our jobs, we'll take care of our family, we'll save up money in the bank, but at the end of the day, we ready to get up out of here. That's our main focus. You know what I'm saying? Our eye is single toward the prophecies and the ministry Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So, I just say that to encourage brothers to keep their focus, on the scriptures, and keep the focus on the ministry, and not let the troubles of the world take you over, as it says in with the parables of the seed. The seed planted went and fell upon the ground, and the thorns choked it. You know what I'm saying? Basically, the cares of this world took them out. You know what I'm saying? Because your eye is not single. Because the cares of the world are always going to be there, whether you pay attention to it or not. It's basically what your focus is. So I hope that was edifying to you, Akin. With that being said, I want to say call law to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, double honors our apostles / elders, which are GMS, and blessed citations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. Sincere Habathum, Sequoium, Wa Akwath, Shalom.